Can you please kindly welcome the arrival of the Deputy Prime Minister, the President of the National Commission of Cambodia for UNESCO, and the delegation, please. Thank you. Please be seated. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Without further delay, we are pleased to give the floor to our dear co-chair for a fruitful meeting of the second session of the plenary session of the ICC Preah Vihear. Excellencies, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Your Excellency Dr. Sok An, Deputy Prime Minister, distinguished members of the International Coordinating Committee, honorable ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen, experts, good morning. It is great pleasure for me to renew with you on this second plenary session of the ICC for Preah Vihear in Siem Reap City of the World Heritage and the crossroad of the culture and the civilizations. First of all, I should thank His Excellency Deputy Prime Minister Sok An for the kind invitation and in particular for his efforts to make this meeting possible. So my sincere gratitude also goes to the National Assembly, National Authority for Preah Vihear of Cambodia for your brilliant work in the conservation and the development of the temples of Preah Vihear and for your thorough preparation for this meeting. This session will mark the effective endeavors of 9 members of the ICC Committee to respond to the decision of the World Heritage Committee at its 26th session. The 2 last sessions of the ICC have paved the way for common assistance to this heritage of a universal value within the international mechanism for coordinating all assistance extended by different countries and organizations for protecting the common assets of all people in the world, for promoting mutual understanding and peace. China has already brought its contribution and cooperation with Cambodia and the other member states of the committee, including international organizations, in the process of the restoration of these assets of universal value. In the past 14 months, a number of successful and fruitful missions of in-depth research have been conducted by the international and the national experts. Abundant conservation activities has been undertaken with a high effectiveness and inspiring deliverables. Substantial progress has been achieved in urban and tourist development in this area, with enhancement of eco-global museum and eco-villages. So 6 months ago, I had the pleasure to witness opening of this first technical session of the ICC. I was deeply impressed by the firm commitment of the committee members to align with the international community to mobilize the solidarity and raise awareness in addition to fundraising purpose. Recommendations of that session have led to remarkable achievement today, for which I would like to extend my warm congratulations. So, ladies and gentlemen, we all know the challenges are still ahead. The session provides us with an opportunity to take stocks of the past activities and the new action-oriented perspective. Bearing this in mind, I'm happy to reintroduce my delegation composed by the State of the Administration of the Cultural Heritage, Ministry of Commerce of China, who will join us in forthcoming collaboration and operation of restoration. So this session of the ICC, I'm sure, is a new starting point for all of us. So I wish a great success to this meeting. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency Dr. Sok An, Deputy Prime Minister, Excellencies, distinguished ICC members, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed an honor for me to co-chair this second plenary session of the ICC on Preah Vihear. I would like, first of all, to convey deep regrets from the Director General of Archaeological Survey of India, who is not able to make it this morning, but he strongly supports the work of the ICC, and as does India and the Archaeological Survey of India. Let me also take this opportunity to thank you, Your Excellency, for the support that you have given to us and to our work, and also thank the National Authority of Preah Vihear under the leadership of Mr. Kim Sidhara for the excellent work that they've been doing. International cooperation for the conservation and preservation of the world cultural heritage is a principle that we all subscribe to. And it is with that realization that we are all gathered here today to devise our joint efforts towards the preservation of the magnificent temple of Preah Vihear. Since the formation of the ICC some year and a half ago, or slightly less than a year and a half ago, significant work has already been done in this regard. I recall a very successful meeting, a technical session last September, in which we heard presentations by several experts. And over the intervening period since last September, further work has been carried out by experts, by National Authority on Preah Vihear, and we'll all get a chance to hear about that progress in the course of the day. Tomorrow we'll also be, at least I will be going for the soft launch of the Eco Village, which marks a significant step forward towards the practical implementation of the task that we have taken. The task in front of us is challenging and does require collaborative efforts from all of us. But I'm sure that we'll all rise up to the challenge. In this regard, I would also like to state that India, as a co-chair, will work with its partners to make a very significant contribution to the conservation of Preah Vihear temple. In this context, I recall a statement by Mr. Divay Gupta, who had done the management plan at the last session. And he had pointed out that Preah Vihear is a unique example where on a single temple, several international partners are going to be working together. Each of us have different skill sets, which we need to pool together to ensure that we restore the temple to its past glory. India has been working on Taprom, and I'm sure Archaeological Survey of India, our agency for conservation, will use the expertise from there to the specific tasks at hand at Preah Vihear. Excellencies, I do look forward to a fruitful session this whole day, and at the end of the day, I look forward to adopting a set of recommendations which put us on a path of a practical implementation of our plan. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for the support that you've provided. In our delegation today, we have Mr. Janavit Sharma, who has joined us from the Archaeological Survey of India and who's been working on these plans for several years. With those words, I'd like to say thank you once again for giving us this opportunity. Let me now invite His Excellency Dr. Sok An, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister in charge of Office of Council of Ministers, to make his keynote address.
Thank you, Excellency. Distinguished co-chair of the International Coordinating Committee for Preah Vihear. Excellencies, dear colleagues, distinguished professor and expert, ladies and gentlemen. I am very pleased to attend the second plenary session of the ICC for Preah Vihear. I wish to express my deep satisfaction to see that this committee is following the footsteps of its elder valiant, the ICC Uncle, recognized unanimously as a successful model for more than 2 decades of activities. We wish a bright future for our present ICC. Indeed, all of you, as a founding member of this committee, you have the determination to contribute to the success of the ICC for Preah Vihear. For their part, China and India, who are ensuring the co-presidency, continue to demonstrate their commitment to support your effort and to strengthen the cooperation. In this regard, I would like to pay tribute to His Excellency Dr. Hao Ping, Chairperson of the National Commission of China for UNESCO and former President of UNESCO General Conference. His governmental obligation unfortunately do not allow him, as he wishes, to be present among us today and to co-chair the ICC work. However, he decided to make on last Saturday a special trip to Siem Reap and took that opportunity to discuss with us about the future of the ICC PV and the strengthening of cooperation between the People's Republic of China and the Kingdom of Cambodia. His Excellency Hao Ping left last night, just a few hours before this plenary session. He has kindly requested me to inform you of this deep regret for his enforced absence and to express his warm wishes for the success of our work. Distinguished co-chair, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, concerning the conservation and the development of the Temple of Preah Vihear, I would like first of all to inform the ICC that we discussed with Excellency Dr. Hao Ping since some aspect of the future of the international contribution. In this regard, Excellency announced that he is in favor of a considerable contribution of China, and he is ready to propose to take charge of these 3 Gopura, the Gopura number 1, Gopura number 2, and Gopura number 3, assuming the responsibility of scientific study and technical work as well as the full expenses. Certainly, that will give a decisive impetus to the international action and will improve the universal image of the Temple of Preah Vihear World Heritage Property. On behalf of the Royal Government of Cambodia, I express our warm decision of China and appreciate its true words. On this occasion, let me recall that recently the bilateral commission headed by the 2 Ministers of Foreign Affairs highlighted the importance of the close cooperation between the people of the Republic of China and the Kingdom of Cambodia. Moreover, Cambodia will be an active partner for some programs with the Maritime Sea Road Initiative launched by His Excellency Xi Jinping, President of the Republic of China. Now I would like to recall that the main partner of the ICC, the managing authority, that is the National Authority for the Protection and Development of the Temple of Preah Vihear, celebrate this year in 2016 its 10th anniversary. It was ended in 2006 with the full support of Samdech អគ្គមហាសេនាបតីតេជោ Hun Sen, Prime Minister, that the National Authority for the Temple of Preah Vihear was created following the example of the National Authority for Angkor. This public institution, as you are aware of, has taken the first step for the site protection and the site enhancement to comply with the inscription filed in the UNESCO World Heritage List, inscription made in 2008. Today, after 10 years of effort and activity, the National Authority has reached its cruising speed. I wish to congratulate all its scientific, technical, and administrative personnel. I invite them all to move forward under the wise leadership of their President, His Excellency Dr. Kum Sidara, and with the full support of the Council of Ministers. Excellencies, dear founder of the ICC for PV. In this past, the ICC Angkor, which is our reference, gave us the example during the period from 1993 to 2003, that is between the Tokyo Conference and the Paris Conference on Angkor. From 2003 to 2013, between the Paris Conference and the Siem Reap Conference, the third of the Intergovernmental Conference on the Conservation and Development of Angkor. Several scientific and technical institutions had the possibility to join the team involved in the campaign for safeguarding Angkor, and many countries have been invited to attend the ICC Angkor session with the agreement of the world government and the favorable opinion of the ICC. I am therefore pleased to invite you to expand your circle and to kindly consider launching an appeal to all countries and all scientific and technical institutions working in Angkor, so that they join you in action and implementation. In this way, founder and invitees will work together to strengthen ongoing program on Preah Vihear through appropriate human resources and funding. The task is huge, and sometimes the challenge are enormous, as brief technical presentation will show you. You will never be too many to successfully carry out this mission, which, as you know, has a universal scope. The World Heritage Committee stated this universal value by inscribing the Temple of Preah Vihear on the list. The historical and archaeological study continue to show this value. We will have an eloquent testimony, a recent book by Professor Satchidanand Sahai, that our standing scientific secretary, Professor Arjadin Besaus, will introduce to you at the end of our session. Distinguished co-chair, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to bring to your attention an important proposal. After consultation between the Director General of Apsara National Authority, His Excellency Dr. Somap, and the President of the National Authority for Preah Vihear, His Excellency Dr. Kim Sidara, who are actively cooperating in most areas of cultural heritage. We are thinking about the possibility of placing the archaeological site of Koke in the orbit of the National Authority of Preah Vihear. As you know well, Koke is the site of the ancient capital Chokkaya, chosen by the King Jayavarman IV in the first part of the 10th century to be the capital of the Khmer Empire. Its link with Angkor are more than obvious. However, we must take into consideration not only the history but also the cultural heritage. How to ensure from Siem Reap the conservation and development of a site located about 100 kilometers far away. In addition, Koke today belongs to the province of Preah Vihear. Administratively and for the development policy, we therefore have to take all of these factors into consideration to study the possibility to put Koke under the responsibility of the National Authority of Preah Vihear. Distinguished Co-Chair, Excellencies, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, finally I would like to draw your attention on this important of the item on the agenda relating to the need of the National Authority for Preah Vihear. Our debate and discussion in the future will depend in large part on the decision that you could take today or in the week to come. Upon my request, the National Authority of Preah Vihear has collected all the data about the historical monument. In its main part, based on the study and analysis conducted so far, assessment have been developed. It is now time to take action and consequently to have an action plan. We are fortunately ensure for your understanding and for your willingness to cooperate. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you a good and fruitful session. I am very grateful for your kind attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency, for your detailed remarks and your guidance to us. We'll now have two reports on the activities which have been undertaken over the intervening period. May I first invite Professor Azuddin I always have a difficulty in pronouncing that, Bisashot, for a report on the Scientific Standing Secretary of the Committee. Thank you.
Thank you. My dear Co-Chair, Your Excellency, the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Sok An, Excellencies, distinguished delegates and members, dear friends and colleagues. First of all, I would like to express once again my deep gratitude to His Excellency Dr. Sok An. Thanks to his confidence, I was entrusted to be the scientific secretary of our committee. During this year, I worked actively with the secretariat. The secretariat is composed by the representative of the NPV, National Authority for Preah Vihear, especially His Excellency Kong Putika, and the representative of the National Authority, Apsara National Authority, Her Excellency Madam Chausun Keria. And we have the pleasure also to have with us member of Secretariat of ANCOR, my good friend Philippe Delong from UNESCO office, and very known in our secretariat, Mr. Lim Boon Hock. I would like firstly, in response to your recommendation, to precise the role and the mission of the Secretariat. For that, the good example given by the Secretariat of ANCOR since more than 2 decades have to be followed. And I precise, and if my dear co-chair, chairs will allow me, I will present this recommendation to adopt definitively the mission of Secretariat. To care for the preparation, organization, and logistics of ICC meetings. To send invitations to the participants to attend the meetings. To draw up the agenda of the meetings in consultation with His Excellency, the President of the National Authority, Dr. Kim Sedara. To report to the ICC on follow-up of recommendation made by the meetings. To publish general record of the ICC meeting. I have the pleasure for this first year to present you the report of the technical committee prepared by the Secretariat with the strong support and full support of the NPV for financial contribution. And we have in English and in Khmer. And that will be for the future our task. Evidently, we are working with all members, and we hope in the future to have the possibility to establish the dialogue between the Secretariat and the members of our committee, exactly following the good example given by our ICC for ANCOR. Today we have the pleasure to have with us the members of our ad hoc experts, Professor Shadinanand Sahai from India, Professor Conrad Van Balen, Director of the European Center Le Maire. He will arrive in a few minutes. Dr. Devai Gupta from India. And I have the pleasure to introduce our new member, Professor Dr. Hans Leisen. Hans Leisen is very known among the experts in ANCOR because he started more than 2 decades to be with us for the conservation process in ANCOR. I thank him warmly, and he is welcome among his colleagues. the future to have the possibility to present to you, like for encore, the recommendation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor, for your remarks, and thank you also for preparing this report of the first technical session, which is an excellent work. I mean, it captures everything. So I look forward to further works by the National Authority as the task that you've identified under your recommendations. Let me now invite His Excellency Dr. Kim Sidhara, President of the National Authority on Preah Vihear, to present his report. The floor is yours.
His Excellency Dr. Sok An, Deputy Prime Minister, Minister in charge of the Office of the Council of Ministers. His Excellency Vihear, Secretary General of the National Commission of the People's Republic of China to UNESCO and co-chair of ICC Preah Vihear, China. His Excellency Mr. Naveen Srivastava, Ambassador of the Embassy of Republic of India and co-chair of ICC Preah Vihear, India. His Excellency Mr. Suryara, Member of Parliament, Preah Vihear Province. Founding members, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor and the privilege of the National Authority for Preah Vihear to welcome the presence of today of His Excellency Dr. Sok An, Deputy Prime Minister, Minister in charge of the Council of Ministers, and the delegation of the Royal Government of Cambodia, including the representative from the Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Culture and Fine Arts, Ministry of Environment, as well as Excellency Vihear, Secretary General of the National Commission of the People's Republic of China to UNESCO and co-chair of ICC Preah Vihear, China. His Excellency Naveen Srivastava, Ambassador of the Embassy of Republic of India and co-chair of ICC Preah Vihear, India. Together with our founding members, honorable guests, research scholars, ad hoc experts, as well as distinguished national, international guests from relevant institutions, and at the second plenary session of the International Coordinating Committee for Preah Vihear, or ICC Preah Vihear. May I reiterate that the National Authority for Preah Vihear has previously hosted 2 sessions for ICC Preah Vihear. To begin with, there was the first plenary session, followed by the first technical session, which were held on December 2014 and September 2015, respectively. Furthermore, I would like to inform those present that the technical session will be serving as a forum to present and discuss technical issues, as well as follow up on the implementation and of recommendations from our ad hoc experts. Additionally, the plenary session will be focused on the discussion of policy-related issues, solving any remaining concern other than technical aspects, as well as an opportunity for each member state, research institutions, and conservation and development agencies to express their commitment and to support the preservation, conservation, and enhancement works for the Temple of Preah Vihear. His Excellency Deputy Prime Minister, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is now exactly 1 year since I was appointed by the Royal Government of Cambodia to be the President of the National Authority for Preah Vihear. I know that all things are difficult before they are easy. As I work to make the National Authority for Preah Vihear to function as an effective institution, challenges coexist with opportunity. I have many priorities on my plate, such as internal governance reform, collaboration with relevant agencies, the issue of the temple, the environment, the welfare of the people. In order to execute these priorities effectively, we need serious commitments and collaboration from all stakeholders. A single stick will not prop up a whole building. When we work together in one mind, we can even move a mountain. Taking the opportunity on this auspicious occasion, as announced by His Excellency Deputy Prime Minister, this year marks the 10th anniversary of the establishment of the National Authority for Preah Vihear. The National Authority for Preah Vihear was established in 2006 with clearly defined objectives and strong commitment from the Royal Government of Cambodia to preserve and protect Cambodia's cultural heritage, namely the Preah Vihear Temple Complex, an outstanding masterpiece of Khmer architecture that was inscribed in the World Heritage List in 2008. On behalf of all management team and staff of the National Authority for Preah Vihear, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to all national and international experts, as well as the international community, for their unwavering support from day one. This ongoing effort would not be successful without the strong determination of Samdech Techo, Prime Minister, and the wise leadership of His Excellency Dr. Sok An, who has been working tirelessly to protect, preserve, and enhance the Temple of Preah Vihear on the national and international arena. Throughout the past 10 years, we have faced a host of challenges and difficulties, ranging from traveling from different parts of the country to work at the temple, to working without proper offices and utilities. With our committed staff and the resolute determination of the Royal Government of Cambodia, our situation has improved each and every year. For instance, the construction of the Road 62 in 2011, which connected Kampong Thom to provincial town and eventually to the Temple of Preah Vihear. Additionally, the road to Siem Reap, home of many of the Kingdom of Cambodia's major cultural attractions, was paved in 2010. Separately, the Special National Task Force, a mechanism to combine the National Authority for Preah Vihear, the provincial government, and other relevant line ministries, has been playing a very important role in conservation and development work at the Temple of Preah Vihear and the surrounding area. Its major achievements include the establishment of zoning for conservation of the temple in response to the World Heritage Committee, developing a new village with full infrastructure including road networks, schools, health centers, vocational training centers, pagoda, water reservoirs, and so on. Constructing Samdech Techo Eco-Global Museum, which was directly funded by Samdech Prime Minister to collect and protect objects from the Temple of Preah Vihear and nearby temples. Relatedly, preservation and conservation works, such as those concerning the eastern and western barais and the wooden eastern staircase, reforestation, emergency conservation works at Gobara 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and community development have also been carried out by our dedicated workers, staff, experts in collaboration with national and international experts from Apsara Authority and ad hoc team. In addition to all efforts mentioned above, the National Authority for Preah Vihear has been collaborating with international teams such as Waseda and major universities, conducting 3D scanning and surveying the foundation of the temple, recording wind and rainfall data, as well as carrying out meteorological surveys, which all eventually provide a wealth of information for future conservation and restoration works at the temple. Research and human resource development are our top priorities. We have sent our staff to participate in different training programs, seminars to upgrade their skills, learn new ideas, and promote networking with other institutions. I would like to thank the Anchor Training Center of Apsara Authority for always get us on board in their training programs, both short-term and long-term. Developing skilled workers is a difficult and time-consuming process. However, retaining those highly trained staff is really a great challenge for us. Therefore, I would like to express my deepest thanks to His Excellency Dr. Sok An for making this effort more reliable through upgrading the current benefit scheme to be at the same level of Apsara Authority starting from January 2016. The new scheme will not only enable us to maintain current trained staff, but will also attract top-grade students from a variety of skill backgrounds, including architecture, in tourism, archaeology, forestry, and so on. On top of that, a new office complex of the National Authority for Preah Vihear has been constructed and well equipped. Excellency Deputy Prime Minister, Excellencies, ladies, distinguished guests, it is important to recall all the commitments of the government and achievements of our determined staff in my short remark. During today's session, those present will be able to learn a great deal from the presentations by our experts on various subjects, including tourism and development by Excellency Mr. Kung Putika, reporting on ongoing preservation and conservation work by Mr. Peng Som An, community development case on eco village by Mr. Yong Supek, archaeological map and risk map by Mr. Peng Som An and Mr. Chun Bonat, conservation zones for the Temple of Preah Vihear by Mr. Ham Sinat, forest management by Mr. Khu Ing Huot. Excellency Deputy Prime Minister, Excellency distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Despite all efforts and commitment from the Royal Government of Cambodia, the National Authority for Preah Vihear is still facing many challenges and require further support from our co-chair and founding members, the international community, national and international experts, and relevant technical institutions on four main areas: capacity building and human resource development, conservation and restoration works, environment, forest protection, and technical and financial assistance. I strongly believe and hope that 10 years after its establishment, that the National Authority for Preah Vihear will embrace a new era of international cooperation and implementation with the commitment from relevant stakeholders to realize our ultimate goal, which is the conservation enhancement of the Temple of Preah Vihear. Taking this crucial opportunity, I would like to urge to all ICC Preah Vihear member states to show real commitment and action to preserve and restore the World Heritage Site of Preah Vihear. May I once again express the profoundest thanks to all those who are present at this conference today, and may I wish this session the greatest of success. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency, for your comprehensive report.
Parce que c'est très important, nous sommes dans un pays, dans la langue officielle le Khmer, donc tous ceux qui ont la possibilité de parler Khmer, les interprètes le font. Mais je voudrais rappeler que nous avons deux autres langues, l'anglais et le français. Et donc tous ceux qui veulent s'exprimer en français peuvent le faire. You have the possibility also to speak French, not only English, because we have interpreters, and to don't leave behind this language, please.
I take your suggestion. The first presentation is on tourism development and management by His Excellency Mr. Kung Putikar.
Respected Deputy Prime Minister, Excellency Co-Chair, founding member of ICC Preah Vihear, distinguished guests, Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to our colleague from Preah Vihear. Today, I have an honor to present to the meeting on the topic of tourism management and development at the Temple of Preah Vihear. Through this presentation, I will highlight on 4 different topics. One is tourism statistic to Preah Vihear. The second is tourism service and facilities at the site. The third is immediate action will be taken by our national authority for Preah Vihear. And the last one is our future plan for the development for the tourism. Let me start with the tourist statistic to the Temple of Preah Vihear. In 2015, we have received around 105,000 tourists in total. And among that, we have 87,000 local visitors and 17,000 international visitors. Comparing to the 2014, we have seen a 5% increase in the number of tourists to the Temple of Preah Vihear. The 5% increase is contributed mainly by the number of international visitors. We can see the increase from 13,000 in 2014 to 17,000 in 2015, a 20% increase. And if we divide it by the nationality visiting the Temple of Preah Vihear, we can see 32% are Japanese tourists, followed by the 16% of Chinese tourists and 14% the French tourists. And for the other countries, contributed to 37%. If we analyze to the monthly visitors to the temple, we can see that the number of international tourists has increased every month compared to 2014. However, the most visited month to the Temple of Preah Vihear for the international tourists is between November and March, when the temperature is cooling down and the scenery at the Temple of Preah Vihear is getting greener and giving a beautiful scenery for the tourists. For local visitors, we have almost the same figure as 2014, only 1,000 visitors difference. And local visitor would like to visit the Temple of Preah Vihear between April and May, when the national holidays are longer for the local visitor to spend more time in Preah Vihear. And if we see the figure by early 2016, in January and February, we see the international tourists is increasing a bit in February, and for the local visitor is increasing on January and February comparing to 2014. The next part I will inform the meeting about the tourism service and facility in Preah Vihear. At the moment, we focus on the transportation service and the food and accommodation service at the site. For the transportation service, as presented earlier during the last presentation, we have 2 kinds of transportation. One is the motorbike, and the other one is a pickup truck to carry the visitor to the temple. And starting from January this year, we have introduced a uniform for the truck driver, so that the tourists can easy to identify them, and we can allow the tourists to feel more secure and safe as well. And in addition to that, we have been working very closely with the Department of Tourism Provincial of Preah Vihear to have a monthly meeting with the service provider in the transportation sector, to ensure that the quality they provide to the tourists is at the level of acceptance. And we also sharing with them about the feedback from the tourists as well, about how their behavior and how the service the tourists may feel. So by taking this action, we are looking forward to improve our service in the transportation sector for our Temple of Preah Vihear. And for food and accommodation, we don't see any much different. We have only 2 guest houses, all newly opened, with 48 rooms, and 4 food stores, newly opened in 2015. So these are our immediate action. It has been planned and it has been adopted by our national authority and also approved by our senior Deputy Prime Minister. The first one is to promote the museum and the opening to the public of the photo exhibition contributed by the professional Japanese photographer. The second one, we will construct the restroom for the tourists. I would like to inform the meeting that with the approval from the Deputy Prime Minister, we will use the fee collected in 2015 from the international tourists to build this restroom to contribute to the tourists. And third, we will renovate the parking area both at the foot of the mountain and at the top of the mountain to provide more comfortable feeling for the tourists to visit the site. And the fourth point, we will renovating the rest area for the tourists to provide the space for the tourists to relax during the visiting the temple. And fifth, we will implement the code of conduct following the Apsara authority. We have designed our own code of conduct and we are planning to implement this within this year. And the last point, we will open the new destination for the tourists to provide the diversification of attraction for the tourists to visit the temple of Preah Vihear. So the photo exhibition is ready and it will be open tomorrow. We will have a soft opening ceremony tomorrow. And also the museum itself is also ready with the participation from the Mr. Philippe Delonge, UNESCO in Phnom Penh. We have set up the exhibition already. We only need the approval from the Deputy Prime Minister so that the public can visit the museum before the official opening. And this is the restroom that we are going to construct. And here is the pagoda at the temple, and here is the restroom, the location where we are going to construct, and here is the parking facility that we are going to renovate as well for our tourists. And here is a code of conduct. So we try to preserve our authenticity of the temple as the religious and sacred site. So certain activities will not be allowed at the site. And we will implement this by this year. And this is the location of the Prasat Toj. We found it in 2009. And it is located just 300 meters north of the West Barai. And at the moment, National Authority of Preah Vihear has formed a task force, internal task force, combining of different technical departments, including Environment Department, Monument Department, Tourist Department, to work on the site. Now we have cleared all the shrubs and the plants, and we will work with the tourism department to open this site for the tourists in this year as well. So this will provide another spot for the tourists. So these are the other activity that we are planning to do this year also. The two training activities. One is the local tour guide, which is very important and very needed at the moment, and the training on the service and hospitality for this our hospitality, including accommodation and food service in the site. We have to do this training in collaboration with the Provincial Department of Tourism. And with the strong support from the Ministry of Tourism, we will conduct these two training this year. And we also planning to promote through social media and local TVs so that we can attract more both local and international visitors. And we are planning also to work with the tour operators so that they will be able to include the Preah Vihear as the destination in the package of their tour package. And the last one, we are also aiming to create more events, both religious or sport activities at the site to attract more tourists. We learned this experience from Angkor that successfully hold the Angkor marathons and attracts a lot of tourists. And we will this year we will discuss with the our youth team to host the Khmer New Year celebration at the temple. So I hope this will contribute to the growing number of tourists to the temple of Preah Vihear.